Building a business is hard. Building a business while trying to be a good husband and a present father is even harder. And I think a lot of people underestimate how real that challenge is until they're already in it. So today, in this episode, we're going to talk a little bit about what it's like to balance both. So you might want to stick around for this one because this one we're going to get into it.
Hi, I'm Peter Kourounis, husband, father of 4, and Chief Growth Officer of a home service franchise system. This channel is about real conversations on franchising, the trades, and building a business that actually lasts. And in each episode, I break down the lessons, the mistakes, and opportunities that I see every day inside of the home services industry so that you can make more informed decisions along the way. Thank you so much for being here, and let's jump right on into it.
All right, so for some context, for those of you who do not know me, I would like to say that I am a father of 4. I have 2 boys and 2 twin girls, and I've been married now to my beautiful wife for over 8 years, and I'm involved in growing some home service franchise brands across the country. I have my own franchises that I operate in, and I help others around the country achieve their dreams of business ownership when they want to open up their plumbing and HVAC or drywall franchises across the country. But being a business owner means early mornings, late nights, traveling, phone calls, decisions that need to be made, and a very father-like responsibility. If you're not intentional about it, your business will take everything you give it. Why? Because building a business is like having a child. It needs attention, it needs nurturement, it needs your focus. It has a lot of the same aspects when it comes to disciplining your child. You have to, how much discipline you need to have when having a business. It has all the same principles that I have as a father. But there have been a lot of people that I've spoken with that have struggled with this, and I wanted to do this episode for them. I wanted to do this episode because this is something that not a lot of people are talking about. And when I meet with a candidate, we kind of jump into this on like our first interaction. Like, we talk about their goals, we talk about what they're looking for, talk about their marriage, we talk about their kids, you know, what their interests are, and if timing is even right for you. I mean, before we even get into the nuts and bolts of like what the opportunity is, like, we don't have to go very far if it's like, yeah, I have 5 kids and I'm making $100,000 a year salary, and I'm like, well, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. As a father, I feel for those types of candidates. As a husband, I understand the pressures of, you know, wanting your spouse to be a caregiver to your kids and the integrity behind that. So let's get into some of the points that I want to make here on this video. So in point number 1, and I like to say this as guilt, but the guilt is real. You see, there's a type of guilt that comes with building something. You feel guilty when you're working, and you feel guilty when you're at home. And for a long time, I thought that meant I was doing something wrong. Guilt doesn't necessarily mean that you're failing, it means that you care. If you're at home watching this video, or if you're on your phone watching this video and you're thinking about business ownership, if you don't know what that means, maybe business ownership may not necessarily be for you. But you have to care so much about this business that you'll actually think that you're not doing something right if you're not working. And that's okay, because if you are feeling that way, if you're laying in bed at 10 o'clock at night and you're thinking about your business and you're not paying attention to your wife's conversation, your bedtime conversations, your pillow talk, if you will, I mean, you might need to, depending on who your spouse is, you might need to actually correct that, but it just means that you care. That doesn't mean that you're doing something wrong. It means that you care. It's like you care about something that's very important to you. So that took me a long time to realize as a business owner, especially one that, that lived in the startup world for a while. It's like, how can I make these improvements? And, I'm thinking about the job that we gave a partial refund today and how that ate away at my margins. It's just all of that means that you care, but you do feel the guilt on your shoulders. These are some of the the nuances that nobody's talking about, but as a business owner, you'll know what I'm talking about. Point number 2, structure is going to save your sanity. This is probably one of the biggest reasons why I love the franchising space. And one of the biggest shifts for me was creating structure. And what does that mean for me? Many years ago, in late 2018, a gentleman by the name of Joe, I won't give you his last name, but his name was Joe S., a dear friend of mine at the time, talked to me a little bit about time blocking. And I have been operating this way for, I still do today. And I have these mindset of hey, I have hard stops. If you don't have hard stops in your life, you probably need to start doing that. Establishing non-negotiable family windows. If you even work remote, if you're in sales or if you're in IT and if you don't block out your schedule for you time, you're going to combust. You're going to be a ticking time bomb for a lot of things. You're going to be quick on the trigger. You're going to be quick to judge. You're going to be quick to respond instead of actually listening to the person you're talking with, because you just want to get through it. But when I started to do time blocking, it changed my life. I became more productive. I became more dedicated. I would actually block out things that you probably wouldn't even think to block out things on your schedule, on your calendar. I have multiple colors, multiple calendars for different things, different brands. This is when I blocked out my schedule to film this video. I blocked out my schedule to go to the gym. I blocked out my schedule to go to the laundromat or to take my shirts to the dry cleaning. I block out time to get a haircut. Why do you do all of this? Because you become more structured, especially if you do this with your work day. Between 7:30 and 8 o'clock, I am having a team meeting, or I'm going to put together a slideshow for tomorrow's team meeting. Between 8 and 9 o'clock, I'm going to deal with my emails. I'm going to handle my email inbox, and I'm only going to look at my email inbox one time a day or 2 times a day. But you become a little bit more structured that way, especially if you can hold yourself to those hard stops, those non-negotiable windows of time. And I stopped pretending I could just figure it out day by day. If you don't protect your time, no one else will. And now I start having these valued points of how do I maximize my time? How do I see my time more valuable going into this new year? Every year you have a little self-reflection moment. And even if you're not in business, even if you don't have your own business and you're just working for, a conglomerate, a company or some sort, it's hey, I made X amount of dollars and I worked X amount of hours. And you do that math and it's wow, your time was worth X. And if you want to improve that, really taking a good hard look at your time will improve not just your self-being, but it'll improve you as a father or a wife or a partner. I teach those things. I think that again, I say this about all the points. I don't think there's enough people talking about this part of business ownership. It's there's a real self-struggle that you will have where you're just, hey, I'm in the business, I'm working all day. If you don't say, I'm done at 5 o'clock, I'm done at 5:30, to transition into father mode or husband, wife mode or mother mode, these are the things that you're going to need to learn how to do in addition to nurturing and guiding and disciplining your business. Point number 3, letting go of perfection. I love this one. I also had to let go of the idea that I could just be perfect everywhere in every department. I still struggle with this a little bit. I have to be perfect at work, perfect at home, perfect all the time. But I'm here to tell you that that's just not realistic. Don't think that you have to be perfect. But being present when you're somewhere is realistic. And presence matters more than perfection. So just go into your next day, go into your daily routine, and just don't try to be perfect. Don't try and have all the answers. Just be present, conversate, listen. Confide in with the people that you love, your inner circle, if you will. And point number 4, why I still chose business ownership. So like all of that said, all the struggles that I've gone through, I still would choose business ownership, entrepreneurship every time, because it'll give you more control long term. Being a business owner and the successes that I've had and the businesses that I've built in my career, it has allowed my wife to be a full-time mother. I take that as like one of my largest wins in life, to allow her to live out her dream, to be a mom, to be a caregiver to our 4 beautiful children. Being a business owner also offers you more flexibility. There isn't a routine anymore. I mean, you can make your own if you want, but you could, like this is like I make my own schedule. I block out my time to do things. It's kind of, it keeps things alive. It keeps things exciting. It's not the same boring, I show up for work at 9 o'clock, I clock in, I punch in, have my coffee, I sit at a desk and I leave at 5 o'clock. Like that may be for you, but it isn't for me. And if you know if you're watching this video and you're thinking to yourself about business ownership and you're feeling that little burning sensation inside you that's saying that's not for me either, then we should talk. But most importantly, business ownership gives you the ability to build something that my kids can see and learn from, that they can be a part of someday, that legacy element of it that many people like to talk about. That's a long way down the line for me. My oldest is 5. Right? So I'm, 11, 12 years away before they finally like want to work with me in some case. You know, that's fine and all, but it doesn't mean that it's easy. It just means that it's intentional. For those fathers and mothers out there, I just want to say this. There have been times I've missed. I couldn't go on trips. Over this past summer, my wife took our kids to a water splash park at my in-laws timeshare. They had 2 days, like a day and a half of like beautiful time, beautiful weather, so many memories, and I wasn't there for that. You know, I couldn't go on those trips or see the family when they came to visit or when we went to visit. There have been times I had to say no, and there were certainly arguments with my wife over it. Those are the things that you don't see. Those are the things that nobody is talking about. But there have been times I adjusted course because I didn't like the direction that I was heading. So if you're feeling like that, you know, you're not alone, but that's part of building something that's worth something, that's sustainable for you. And I don't want you to give up. I want you to understand you're not alone. There are peer groups. There are Facebook groups. Find some people in your own industry that you know, that talk about it a lot and get the word out there that, you know, being a father in business, being a mother in business, being a husband or a wife in business it's a lot to wear. It's a lot to wear. And those that do it really well find a way to balance each other out or take some of the tips here that I've provided in this video and implement them so that their lives can become more active in what else matters to them. So if you're building a business and trying to be present for your family, you're not alone. This channel isn't just for about like, hey, this is the beautiful thing of franchising or home service businesses. It's about building something that actually works in real life. So in this next episode, I'm going to talk about how to tell if you're actually ready to own a home service business and if you're actually ready to own a franchise. Thank you so much for watching, and I will absolutely catch you on the next one.
Thanks for spending a few minutes with me on the Franchise Builder. If you got any value from this, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications so that you don't miss any future episodes that I'm going to drop. Because I release new, brief videos regularly covering franchising, the trades, and what it really takes to build a business that lasts in this industry. Thank you for watching the Franchise Builder, and I'll see you on the next episode. Coming up this season on The Franchise Builder.
The power of reviews cannot be overstated. But if your plan is to say, I'm going to invest $500,000 into a multi-territory franchise and just step away and let a manager run it and expect a $300,000, $400,000 return, sign me up for that franchise right now, please. And this is the part that surprises people. It's not one big catastrophic failure here. It's death by 1,000 small leaks.